got a lot of memory to it, man. This game, dude. I want to give you a story, and I hope you'll listen. When Hayden and Christopher, me, Christopher, that's my brother, and Hayden, we started this game. Well, we started playing this game right here. And honestly, it was amazing, man. It was awesome. And, you know, when we first started this game, dude, I can't tell you, dude. Oh my gosh. The fun that we had, and all the times that I deleted those videos off my PS4 being like, ah, you know what, we'll have more times like that. We didn't, dude. The three of us started playing that game together. My brother bought it, and then Hayden and me bought it. We started playing together. And as we began playing, we got more and more into the story, and Christopher would get so angry, dude. He'd be like, these freaking cars! Oh my gosh! I'm just like, bro, what are you getting angry at? He's like, bro, they're all in my way. I'm just like, bro, you gotta learn how to get past them. Like, control your car. And me, Hayden, and Christopher, we all had the greatest time, dude. We played and played and played and played. And we played some more. Non-stop we played. Christopher was the first to go. He didn't want to play anymore. And honestly, I don't blame him. This game, for him, it got a little bit old. For me, never, dude. Never, bro. It could never get old. Slowly but surely, we did a bunch of night missions. Dude, I grinded on this game. Hayden got off next, and it was the one night where we were having, dude, I gotta tell you, the memories we had on this game of us laughing, us getting our A's handed to us by the cops, us fighting for first place, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I can't tell you how many times I gave up first place to Christopher and Hayden, and I just gave it up, and I was just like, dang, you got me, but in reality I was like, there you go. Because I didn't care. As long as we were having fun. As long as everybody was happy and everybody was having fun, I was having fun. Like I said, Christopher was the first to get off. He had this car right here. He had the 180SX. And that's the wrap that Christopher told me to put on. And oh no, wait, no. I think no, yeah, this was his. This was also Hayden's. They both had this car. I went with the Ford Mustang, but I also chose this one right after that. And I was like, I am grinding for this, dude. I am going after this. I ended up doing it, and I was far behind them for a little while. I grinded behind the scenes, and then we raced again, and they were like, "Oh, you've been grinding, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, buddy. I've been trying to, get on y'all's level," because they were like 240, 380, like getting up there, man. Or not 380, 320, or like the low 300s, high 200s, maybe. We were all racing our butts off, dude. I had an old Joker skin on this one, and Christopher was the first to go. He got off. And then I remember the last night, all three of us played together. They're like, alright, man, we're going to be on tomorrow, okay? And they were like, heck yeah, bro, we're trying to grind. And we never got back online. Ever. That sucks. Because in that time I got that. I'm gonna sell that. Oh, no, no, no. That was fun. This tomato truck is awesome. I showed Hayden before he went. Got that. I got that recently. I've had that, and I recently got that with my girlfriend, who is now my ex. I don't see any real reason of keeping it. I got it because she liked muscle cars, and even though she was my ex, I still wanted to, do my thing. My memories of this game didn't get ruined, but they were definitely soured because of my girlfriend. And me and her played all the time. She loved this car. Oh my gosh, she loved it so much. She loved it. Bro, she would play with it every single day. And I don't blame her. It's one of the fastest cars in the game, dude. And I would always play with this. Just speaking, I'll get back to that in a minute. I'm all over the place. With me and my friend and my brother, we got on probably about 2 years ago. And I've been on since. And then Hayden got on last year. Earlier that year. And that was about it. He never got back on. In that time, I've really went through all the paint stuff. I mean, really, dude. This was the last one I put on here. I put this one on because, this is the last one I had on. I liked it. It was cool, And before that, I had this one because of that Z show I watched. And I had this one. And I want to tell you, from this decal back is where me and Ellie were dating. So I had this one. That's on the Nissan over there. I put this one on this car. That one on that one. And I kept on asking her. I was like, what should I put on here? What should I do? Should I customize it a little bit more? And this was before her. Wow. I put this on this car before she ever came into my life. That's weird to think about, dude. Most of this I put on before her. And then I'd say around there she came into my life. Not 2023. Around that time when I put that on. I kept this paint job on because that's what she had for her Porsche 911 right here. Was this wrap. And the last time we raced was not too long ago, actually. She was using a muscle car. And honestly, a lot about what happened bothered me. A lot about what happened with her, what's happening with my life. Everything's bothering me. My bad, I'm checking something. It's bothering me so much. And speaking of my girlfriend, I used to help her level up on here, and how I do it was I would let her win every single time, and I would use this engine. Slowly but surely, I went from stock motor to going up and up and up and up and up. And this was the last time I used it, which was 277. I don't know what she's at now. She must be at like 260 or something like that. Or maybe 240. Let's take the engine out for a test drive. But yeah, last time all three of us, the boys, hung out on this game was a long time ago, man. None of us really have time for games, but we try to make time when we can. You know, we really try to. If you asked me if I missed my girlfriend, the answer should be yes. But I think it's just the unbelievable feeling of loneliness, as in it makes you want to do something you don't want to do. You know? Let's take this engine out of this track. Performance. Boop. You better not come back over here. I'm about to outrace it. Yeah, no, this was the last motor I put inside it. This was the original L24 motor. Exactly like this. See, I would take a lot of parts and take it down a notch. Let's put outrun. Like, I know she knows this part, like me bumping her rear end, like hit her forward and have her go really fast. But I don't know if she knows the fact that I gave her money. Like, slowly and surely, I gave her money. Like, I would go into it, and I get to choose the stake of how much I want. And I would put it down to the lowest amount, giving her the highest amount she could earn. Because in reality, she'd be making $15,000 a race, but then she started making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, maybe not $100,000. That's a little bit stretch, but you know, like making a lot of money each race because I would just give up all the money I could for her. Because dude, I got plenty of money. I don't care. If I could give all this money to her whenever we were dating, I would have. But yeah, no, it was a crazy thing. We used to race all the time, me and her. We used to race all the time. I used to teach her where everything was. see if I can get some my brother's asleep. We work at the same place now. You believe it? We work at Allied. I think it's awesome. Now, seeing black coffee on here would be one of the wildest experiences ever, honestly. I'm not sure what to do. I mean, what do you do here? You've really beaten all the... I mean, you have beaten all the races, but you really just don't want to play it. You don't want to be sitting here doing nothing. I kind of want to go outside. It's nighttime right now. I want to step outside, get some fresh air, really think about everything that's been happening lately, you know? Because it has been a crock of just crap, dude. Honestly. Everything has been a crock of crap. I cannot tell you all the bad things that have happened within the past 3 months have had my mind so completely numb. I felt like I couldn't even think. I'll give you an overview. My love life was stagnant. If anything, non-existent. And that wasn't their fault, that was mine. But it did, oh wow, it sped me up. Turn it back off. That wasn't their fault, that was mine. I was starting to second guess whether I needed to be with this person or not. There's a lot that goes into that, on why I think that. We had different, I'm trying to find the dang word for it, dude, dadgummit. We had different views on life, and even though we were both Christians, we both had different preferences on what the Bible may have meant by that. She believes the Bible had been rewritten over and over again. And every time she started mentioning over and over that the Bible may have been rewritten, which basically, I mean, you have to understand the implication of that. The obvious implication of what she's implying is the Bible cannot be taken as the truth. It cannot be taken as the truth. And you could say the same thing about being saved. What if that was passed down wrong, and now you can't get saved? Why would God allow that? Why would God allow that to happen? It didn't make any sense to me. That sounds like someone who's trying to discredit the God that I serve. Saying, hey, maybe he's not as reliable as you think he is. That just sounds like you have no faith in anything that he's trying to work with here. How is he supposed to work in your life if you can't even have faith in him? One of the basic necessities. Or love him. And even though we were reading, I guess, the same Bible, I'm not really sure, we had different views on everything. She really had different views on abortion. She had different views on who she was allowed to love romantically, or what she was allowed to do as a person in a relationship. Uh, she likes women, basically. She doesn't mind dating a woman, right? And it's not. This is not my personal opinion. I want to say this is absolute fact. You cannot be Christian and gay at the same time. That's impossible. If you're any kind of intellectual, you would know, if you've read the Bible at all, and if you've been around gay people, you know that those cannot mix. You're either for God or you're against God. As God said, I'm going to dumb it down. I'm just going to just explain it. If you're lukewarm, he will not accept you. You cannot be in the middle. Just like the fence analogy. You can't be on the fence. The devil owns the fence. Okay? He owns the fence. You can't be there. And she was on the fence constantly when it came to God. And she would tell me, like, she would go prayer and stuff like that. And I'm like, honestly, I'm starting not to believe it at all. Well, based on her actions and what she said and what she's done, it really sounds like everything she's doing is counteractive to being with God. If you're a Christian, you cannot be with a woman. I'm saying a woman cannot be with a woman, and a man cannot be with a man. That's just how that's how it is. That's how it's always been. Why? Because there's no love in that relationship. Well, you could ask me, what's the difference between a man and a woman? They're both souls in a body. The difference is it's God's law. God put down a law. He said, you do not do this because it is an abomination. You cannot procreate that way. And I forbid it. Instead of going, alright, I trust in you, God. I trust that you know what's best for me, and you know that if I do this, something bad is going to happen either within myself or outside of myself. Because the wages of sin are death. And what happens when you're not Christian? What happens when you have not had that real come to Christ moment? Well, what does it mean? It means something in your life has to die. Because the wages of sin are death. Whether it be a relationship, a friendship, a loved one, an animal, anything and everything, a career. Anything could be dying because of that. The more you sin, the more something has to die. And sometimes it's like deterioration. It doesn't all happen at once. It happens slowly but surely, and it kills. It squeezes the life out of something you hold most dear. It strangles it by the neck until it is dead. Until you don't even see a point in it. You're actually starting to become against it. It's a scary, scary thing. When you come to Christ, and you are a woman like my ex, who doesn't mind being with another woman, that's a serious problem. And I don't mean that as in a personal opinion. I mean you cannot have that. You can't. I know I keep on saying the same thing over and over, and I'm not really going into depth, but I'm trying to explain this in a way that everyone can understand. And I'll go into depth about it right now. Fine. The reason you can't be gay as a Christian is because it's like holding up the middle finger to your father and saying I love you at the same time. It's like kicking your dad in the face and then saying, you want to go out to eat? like nothing ever happened. You can't do that. The analogy is you're hurting God every time you sin and every time you make the conscious decision to be gay. Every single second that it comes to your mind, hey, would you like to change this? And you go, no, I don't want to change this. I want to be who I want to be. I choose this. It saddens him. It breaks his heart because he knows what you're actually meant for. You know the craziest part about God? He knows the outcome of your life, yet he still puts people in your life to tell you about God. He knows the outcome. He knows you're going to hell, but he still tries. That should break anyone's heart. That is unconditional love on every single level. And of course, it also broke my heart because the entire relationship, basically, she's been sitting on these feelings and never told me. I asked her a lot, and she doesn't remember a lot of the stuff that I've asked her and talked to her about. I never wanted to insult her by saying that her memory was bad. I was just trying to be real with her as she was with me. But she would get defensive with me, acting like I was attacking her. So every time she was real with me, she'd be very blunt towards me. And then when I tried to be blunt back towards her, saying, hey, you know, your memory is, and she'd be like, don't you dare talk about my memory. I'm just like, oh my gosh, okay. Fine, my bad. She acted like I was just the worst person on the world, but she would never see anything from my perspective. It's like she doesn't know how to put herself in someone else's shoes. And that's one of life's most important things. It's one of the most important lessons you have to learn as a person. How do you see something from someone else's perspective, or are you willing just to not do that? Like, you just don't want to waste the time. It's either they understand your perspective, or you're not going to be with them. Right? And I understand, actually I don't agree with it, but I do agree with it also. What she started talking about was whenever her feelings were being brought up, whenever her feelings were being, talked about, she wanted my feelings to take a back seat, basically. And I understand that. She wants my feelings to get thrown out the window really fast while she talks about hers. And I know that sounds like, oh, he's really against it. No, I'm not. I'm just speaking facts. It's true. The last time we talked about anything like that, I did go through all that. And I said, I'm not going to validate something I don't agree with, is what I told her. I said, I'm not going to validate something I don't agree with. And she was like, then what was the point of us even dating? And I went, what you just basically said, and what I don't think you meant this, but what you basically just said was, if you don't validate my feelings, I don't see any point in dating you. Like, if I can't get this out of you, I don't want to date you. Basically, And that's, she said a lot of stuff like that. I could go on and on and on and on about all the stuff she said, but of course, for privacy reasons, I won't. And it's it's wild to me. Everything that she has ever done is wild to me. I don't really understand what's happening with her. One minute she's hot, one minute she's cold, one minute she's burning hot, next minute she doesn't want anything to do with me. I don't think she knows what she wants. I don't think she's ever known what she wants. Wanting someone who loves you and appreciates you is the dumbest idea ever. That is elementary. I'm sorry, it is. It's so elementary, it's dumb. I want someone I don't want someone who just understands me. I want someone who is willing to shut up and actually try. Not talk. I want someone who wants to take accountability for what they do, verbally. Who verbally comes to you and says, I was being a butthole earlier, and I had no right doing that. I'm sorry. That's accountability. That is validating their feelings and your own. You're helping the both of you by saying that. I don't want someone who's going to cuss me out, and then when I ask for an apology, like I have to ask for an apology. And then them say, I don't want to give it to you now. You know how fucked up that is? Do you, like, that's so stupid, really. I mean it. It's so dumb. I was always trying my best to be patient with her. Towards the end of the relationship, I started to become a little bit more insensitive, really, because I saw 3 people die. You know what I'm saying? I saw people die in front of me, and she was very big on communication. For like a month before that, she was basically begging me to communicate, when I could not do it, dude. I couldn't, and for a year, I did. For a year and almost a half, I communicated nonstop, did everything I was supposed to do, bam, 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 and it felt like it wasn't getting reciprocated. So I stopped doing that. I started doing what she was doing, which was going quiet, hanging up whenever she didn't agree with me, or whenever things got heated, and just saying, I don't know if I can do this whenever we didn't agree. That was basically the premise of what happened. She thinks there's more that happened, but there isn't. There really, really isn't. We argued, so she couldn't handle it. That was it. She wasn't my ride or die. I don't think she's ever going to be anyone's ride or die. And it's not me being mean, it's just me being real. Like, she couldn't handle the arguments. She wanted a relationship where everything was really just peachy. A few arguments here and there, but happiness overall. That's not real. That doesn't exist. You're going to have miserable moments. Moments where you want nothing more than to get away from the person you're with. But you know what? You stay. Why? Because that's loyalty. Loyalty. You have none. What are you loyal to? Yourself. You're loyal to your interests, your desires, and anything that benefits you in general. You don't want to stay with someone if you don't think there's any benefit in doing so. There's no loyalty in you. Even when things are going downhill, right? And I'm talking like arguments every hour. You're screaming at each other. Loyalty. And only when the both of you agree that you should be gone and break up and get it over with, only then should you break up. It should never be one-sided. That is the stupidest stuff I've ever heard of. How disrespectful do you have to be to sit there and go, I don't want to be in a relationship anymore, and then dip on them. How childish. How how childish do you have to be? Of course, a lot of this is just my inner dialogue. Not all of it has to do with Ellie. Some of it does. Look, there's a lot of women out there. Dude, I've met in the last week since I talked to my ex, I've had 3 women calling me nonstop. Ellie's friend is being cold to me. So is everybody in their friend group. I'm ghosting Ellie. I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of her Discord. I'm gonna get rid of her Instagram. I'm gonna get rid of everything because I really don't see any point in having her added. She told me she wants to detach herself from me. Okay? Allow me to help you, right? I understand that you want to pull it off slowly like a band-aid and slowly detach and get away from me, but you want to be friends. The act of detaching is no contact. Of course I'll keep her number. Of course I'll keep her number. But, you know, I don't want to have her socials anymore. I don't want to have... If I would actually touch my controller, maybe that wouldn't happen, huh? Ha 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 ha. Oh shoot, me and my boy about to hop on. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Hey.